Welcome back, YouTube. Sorry for the delay, but today I have an amazing hot taper to walk you guys through. Just make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and let's get into the video. For the first guideline, guys, I start at the bottom corner of his hairline and I trace it all the way to almost the top of his ear. And notice in my other hand is a comb that's gonna always be my best friend throughout the whole haircut. You wanna always make sure you're combing the hair back down to make sure you're seeing what you're doing. Now remember, the guideline is the foundation of the cut. You always wanna make sure this part is perfect. Then I grab the clipper with the lever all the way open, going up only half an inch from that bottom guideline. And then I put the one guard on there and do the exact same thing. Only difference is I go up a whole inch with the one guard from that lever open. Notice how I'm repeatedly going over the same spot to ensure that particular area right there is all one level. Now, in order to take that line out that you have now created with the one guard and the one lever open, you want to use the 0.5 guard with the lever halfway and just kind of flick at that line as you see me doing in this video. Now remember, I went up a whole inch with the one guard, meaning with the 0.5 guard, I can now go up half an inch in between the lever open and the one guard to really create a blend and transition and to take that line out smooth and easily. Notice how I'm taking my time, I'm combing the hair back down, and most importantly, I'm using the corners of my clippers. The corners of your clippers are gonna be your best friend as well. Now, I prefer my fades to be consistent throughout the entire haircut, no matter what hairstyle you have. Now, we know my client has dreads, meaning the dreads are gonna be the darkest area on his head. Although the top of my fade is also going to be dark, but it's going to be dark in a fading manner. So to do this, I took the 1.5 guard with the lever halfway and I went all the way at the top, flicking it, basically debulking the top with the 1.5 guard halfway. Now notice how I'm repeatedly going over the same spot. Y'all are gonna notice throughout this whole video, I repeat the same steps over and over because perfection is key. I wanna make sure everything is the same level, everything is the same length. And like I said before, utilize your corners of the clippers. Utilize the corners of your clippers. Now, once I reach a level of satisfaction with the 1.5 guard, I go back to the one guard and I put that lever halfway. And you see that last line? That's the line we're gonna attack. We're gonna flick at it with the one guard halfway, and that's gonna give us our complete blend. We are now approaching the end of the fade, and notice we've only used 3 guards to do this complete fade, y'all. We used the 0.5 guard, the one guard, and the 1.5 guard. And we only used about 2-3 levers, not even 3 levers, 2 levers, and we were able to complete this entire fade. Now, to complete the fade, remember we started with the lever open, no guard. So you want to go back with the lever halfway, flicking at that line, and then close it entirely, flicking at that line, and that's going to erase the line completely. And then you have now completed your first side of the fade. So I noticed some bulk at the top of his hair, guys. So that's what you see me doing right here. I took the 1.5 guard, going with the grain, trying to smooth it out, but that wasn't enough. So I took the one guard with the grain instead, and that brought me to the length that I was looking for. Now everything is smooth and even. And the lever is open with the one guard as I go with the grain, guys. And from here, we're gonna switch to the back. So the best thing about cutting this particular client is he has dreads. So there's no needing to guess the area you're fading. Everything's already laid out for you. Now the exact steps that I just showed you guys in the beginning on the side of his head is the exact same steps that you're gonna do in the back of his head. Now, I want you guys to use this opportunity to challenge yourselves to see if you can guess what guard I'm using, what lever I'm using, what guard comes next. Use this time to challenge yourself to see if you've learned something or just to help you kind of retain information. Now, I'm gonna play this entire backside and I'm gonna leave it to you guys to guess what guard I'm using and what steps come next. Let me know in the comments if you were able to guess the next steps, and just give yourself an overall grade on how you feel like you did. Let me know how you did and how you feel like you can improve. Now, one thing I do want to inform you guys is notice how I'm turning my clipper towards a certain direction. And if you notice, his hair grows the opposite direction of the way I'm turning my clipper. That is because I must cut against the grain in order to get the look that I'm looking for. But besides that, it is the exact same step. So like I said, just let me know in the comments how you feel you did or how you feel like you can improve. So now just putting the picture into the frame, guys. You see me out lining up behind his ear. Just kind of following his natural neckline, neck and ear line. Just making sure to avoid any pushbacks. We always want to avoid those. The lining / shape up will make or break the cut, guys. So make sure you're taking your time with this part. Step back, look at the cut, fix anything that you feel needs fixing. And just overall, just be patient, take your time, and do not push anyone back. We're coming to an end of this tutorial, guys, so I hope you all are staying with me. So for this particular hairline, guys, we're dealing with a front taper. For those that don't know what a front taper is, it's just like a double hairline where 1 to 2 inches of your hair in the front is faded. So when attacking a hairline, I love to play connect the dots. So I marked 3 points. I marked the center of his head and the 2 sidebars. Because this is a high taper, there is no C-curve, which makes it easier. So 3 points is the top of his head and the 2 sidebars. So once I've identified my 3 spots, I take it from the center to the corners. And that, guys, is how I frame my hairline. I would always recommend staying light-handed when it comes to this step and always leave room for mistakes. This may seem like a very tedious step, guys, but I promise just stay calm and attack it with a confidence. So right here, you just see me going in with my gold hitters. These are the sharpest blades I have in my collection. So I like to go behind the pre-line and just set that sharp natural line right before I place the enhancements on it. And right before I put the enhancements on it, behind my sharpest blades I have, I always gotta hit it with a razor for that nice finishing touch. And the mustache is pretty straightforward, guys. Almost like lining up the hairline. Just don't push it back, leave room for mistake, and just be patient. I'm sure there's someone watching this video right now with a big smile on their face because they are learning and taking everything in. And I know next time they go attack a haircut, they're gonna have a better approach than before watching this video. And if you made it this far into the video, then you're just in time for my favorite part, enhancements. Now, before I do anything extra to the hairline, I always make sure the natural line is as sharp as possible. I'm using the Tune 45 No Drip Enhancement Spray through this airbrush compressor machine. And then behind the Tone 45, I love to hit it with the fibers. To me, the fibers give it a more natural look to the haircut and to the enhancements, so it's not just all spray. And I'm being very, very light-handed because we don't need that much. It just needs to give it a more enhanced look to the hairline. We don't want to oversaturate the hairline or overdo the enhancements. We always want to keep things simple, but always crisp and nice. And I always have to do a cleanup behind the fiber using my sharpest trimmers. I even took the enhancements a step further and added a pencil. Now, I don't do this very often, but I knew strictly for YouTube purposes, I had to use it on this particular haircut, and it just did nothing but make the cut 10 times better. I just used the pencil to trace the hairline, being very, very light-handed because the pencil does stain. and then I go behind it with the trimmer, kind of rub it into the skin to give it a blend. And right behind the trimmers, lastly comes the razor blade to finish it off. I truly hope someone took something for this video and this tutorial helped someone out there. I hope that you are able to take anything that you learned from this video and apply it next time you are behind a chair ready to attack a haircut. Don't forget to let me know how you feel, if you learned something, and that self-assessment quiz. I hope you guys really did that because I really want to know if you learned something from this video. But here's the final product, guys. It only took a little over 10 minutes to fully explain this to you guys, so I really hope you learned something. The shirt that I have on in this video, that's my brand, and I will be dropping October 2nd. So make sure you guys check that out with the link in the description. Make sure to stay connected with me on TikTok, Instagram, on anywhere you can find me. But just click the link and see what the link has to offer. Lastly, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button. And I will catch you guys in the next video coming up.